legends. Oh, it's a bit bright. I might leave these on. So in this episode of Beejoutbush, we're heading out to a pretty special place. Let me just put that window up. I'm trying a newfangled audio system, so hopefully you guys can hear me a bit better. So I'm heading out northeast of Alice, and I know it's kind of cheesy and it's kind of cliched, but I'm going to a relatively secret place. So I'm not going to tell you exactly where it is, but it's 160 kilometers north or east or northeasty or easty-northy of Gemtree, which is on the Plenty Highway. Now, a friend of mine sort of accidentally discovered this place when she was coming back from Boulia, and she showed me it, and I tell you, I was blown away. So I won't tell you exactly what it's called. You can probably find it. The good thing about it, it's not on a thoroughfare through to any other major place. So it's just a station road. It connects a couple of other station roads, and so it's not really that well known for that reason. And but it's a registered sort of reserve, and it's got some great history there we'll get into later. And when we went there, it was totally overgrown, and the signs had saying campground and toilets, and we couldn't find any of that. So it's been a while since anyone's been out there to look after it. So anyway, guys, we're about 160 k's from there now, and good to see you. We made it to this secret place. There it is. It might look a little bit familiar if any of you have driven from Tennant Creek anywhere. Anyway, this place, I can't wait to get the cameras out and I think this place, obviously the redness, the iron, hopefully with the sun and if I get the right shots, it should look really amazing, guys. So stay tuned. Hopefully that works out. It's pretty hot. It's probably about, I shouldn't say that. It's about 33 maybe. A bit hotter out in the sun. So set up camp time, and then not much to do in the middle of the day. When you're in places like this, you pretend you're one of the local inhabitants and you just don't do much during the day, and then you can just do most of your stuff in the morning, the evening, and at night time. So yeah, we'll take a leaf out of their book. Anyway, special place. Let's set up. Well, folks, I thought now that I'm sitting around doing nothing, I might show you about what the camp looks like. What does it look like? What did you bring? Actually, I'll tell you what I brought this time. Look at this little champion. Now, look, I don't mind flies too much, but sometimes, they can get a bit much. So I bought this fly thing. I thought, well, we're out in the bush. Let's see how many we can get. I don't know what's in there. They're kind of flies. They're kind of something else as well. Most of the flies seem to still be liking me. Anyway, so this is the campsite. Got the gazebo up. Last camp I was at, didn't film that trip. it blew away. And that far leg there, like it was way up in the sky, not like that video with the Chinese dudes that went in the hurricane that took them to the next town. But still, it was right up in the air, and it actually, you know, I fixed it just. So, yeah, anyway, the gazebo's up. Thank God I brought that because it's pretty bloody hot. Let's see, solar's out. Chucked that out as soon as I got here. And I'll tell you what's handy with this. So I've got this little thingamajob, and it's called a shunt, I believe, and it just has all these different readings. Now, the important one is maximum amps. So that's this one down here, 9.66 amps. And that's a big whack of amps. Seeing as the fridge only uses about 3 an hour, as long as that thing keeps shining, we'll be right. We'll be right for power anyway. Having said that though, it plugs in there. Now, there's my bed. So I got that all set up, all done. So obviously the sun going over to the west. The sun actually rises there, comes across the sky, down over there. That's why the solar's pointing that way. And so all the shades kind of on this side of the car. So I got the old swag in there. Now this is where all the camera stuff sort of lives. Geez, you can collect a bit of it. So I'm charging a drone battery at the moment. That's the drone bag. This is all kind of GoPro stuff. And yeah, that's where it happens, out of the sun, obviously. In the back here, well, there's my clothes bag. That's all you need. This is my bag of everything. So I could probably rebuild the cruiser. I mean, I couldn't, but if someone who could would probably have the tools. That's all me stuff in there. Oh, I fixed the water bag. So this had, I don't know if you can see that, it had 2 holes in it. I fixed that one, you beauty. Oh no, it's still leaking. I was leaking out of there. So what I did was I put a little patch over it, as you can see, and then I used shoe goo. And, oh yeah, that's my bag of other stuff. I used shoe goo, and yeah, it's holding quite well. This bladder here holds 85 litres. 85, so that's a lot of weight. It's got 50 in it at the moment. There's another 10 litres in there, so I've got 60 litres of water, 20 litres of drinking water. Awesome awning, chainsaw, tripod, droney stuff, camp chair. Soon the fire will be out there. In the back, there's the good old fridge, the 60th anniversary one, which I bought for the specific reason that on the app, there is a little, oh, maybe I can show you. On the app for the Engel 60th anniversary fridge, there's a setting which is apparently the perfect temperature to chill beer to. So if you look at the app there, can you see that little beer? If you click on that, it sets the temperature, it's 3 degrees. I should let you know. It's 3 degrees, the perfect temperature of cold beer, apparently. So anyway, heaps of stuff, way too much food I brought again. But you know, I don't know how long I'm gonna be out for. Because it's so bloody hot, I might head up to Policeman's Waterhole and have a swim up there after this, through the bush some way. Yeah, the drawer, new drink bottle, garlic aioli. I don't know why that's there. I think that's about it. That's the camp. I'm really waiting for it to cool down. It will soon enough. All right, good one. There it is. There's the bush. Well guys, here is a very special part of this very special place. This is the final resting place of Charles Malcolm Chalmers and Rose Anna Chalmers. Now this guy, Charles, his father, Charles also, took up a pastoral lease in this area in 1923 when Charles Malcolm Chalmers, who we call Mac, when he was 10 years old. So Mac basically lived here his whole life, died in 2004. And himself and Rose are buried here on this area. It's actually quite unique because this was the first voluntary gifting, I guess, of private land to the National Parks Commission of the Northern Territory. And the Chalmers family, they're still in this area. They still own, this is, actually I'm not telling you where it is. This is a station which is still in their name. And they're the grandchild of these guys now run the place. Okay, so Mac's father, Charles, and his mother, Cora, they walked from New South Wales, 2,000 kilometres to this area to take up the lease, the pastoral lease. And what is awesome, this is another great story, and you find a lot of these stories if you just listen, you know, Mr. Galar. Whenever it comes to, you know, you hear about Indigenous issues all the time, and it's always about conflict and massacres and things like that. But these guys got along really well with the Alyara people. Now, the Alyara people, they live through there. Now, I taught at Alpara for 3 years, and that's Alyara country. So I've met a lot of those people. And one of the old guys, Lenny, when Mac died in 2004, Lenny did a really touching eulogy to him and to his family's commitment to sort of helping Indigenous people prepare for, I guess, what was the coming of the modern world. So yeah, really good sort of combination of cultures coming together and functioning well. As that's often the case in Northern Territory. You know, a lot of the cattle stations employed Aboriginal people, and they actually did a really good job together. So yeah, there's light at the end of the tunnel. You know? And there is, maybe that's the spirit of Mac up there. Maybe it's Rose actually, because apparently Rose was a real go-getter and a real, you know, charismatic woman. So maybe, well, a Galar would be a good representation of Rose. Morning legends. Well, that was a cracking snooze. That was a cracking snooze. Yeah, it's bloody beautiful now. It's a little bit deceiving though, isn't it? Nice cool mornings in the bush when you know that the middle of the day for 6 hours is going to be a scorcher. Anyway, that's why we get up early. So yeah, beautiful sleep. I got tried to get a time lapse of the sunrise. So have a look at that. Any good? I'm getting better. I think I'm getting better. It's funny, when you do photography, I use that phrase very lightly. When you're learning photography, sometimes you only get one chance at something in one day. There's only one sunrise every day. So if you don't get it right, you got to wait 24 hours. Anyway, we're going to go for a bit of a stroll, grab a coffee, charge some of them drone batteries, and we're heading to the top of that bad boy up there. So there's a little can or a little trig point, whatever you call it, on the top of there. And we're going to head up there. What's beeping? Something's beeping at me. Oh, there it is. Machines. They look after us, don't they? Alrighty-o. Let's get up there. Right, Beejoutbush, amateur geologist at your service. This is the story about how all of these rocks, how do they become like this? Well, first of all, in geology, lots of different weathering effects happen on lots of different scales in lots of different places, but the forces of nature act the same way. So what happens here, it's also happened at a place called Catachuta, or the Olgas, in the Uluru Catachuta National Park. Catachuta, by the way, that means many heads, because you know the domes of Catachuta, or the Olgas, that's what the indigenous guys called it. Catachuta meant many heads. There's 36 domes out at Catachuta, by the way. Anyway, back to this special place. So what happens here is this is all granite, okay? Granite's super hard, all right? It's very tough stuff. And what basically happens is granite, there's like a flat layer of granite, and then forces push it up from underneath. Now, because it's so hard, as it's bending, you get cracks in that top layer. Crack, 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 all right? It's like when you cut a mango, you know when you cut a mango, you cut the flesh and then you turn it inside out and all those little squares just sort of pop out at you, like a chessboard, and then they sort of spread out. That's what happens here. Pushed up, cracks appear, and then weathering, rain, sun, all that sort of works on those cracks and turns it into this. So you get cracks like, well, look at this bloke. I mean, that's fantastic. I don't know how long that guy's been there. There's a smaller one over there. All right. And, you know, like yesterday, as I said, it was bloody hot. And these, I don't know how many millions of summers these rocks have seen. I wonder how old they are. I'll see if I can find that out. Well, I did find out, and astonishingly, the granite that makes up this amazing place dates to approximately 1.5 billion years old. That's almost as old as the cruiser. Ah, we made it, legends. Well done, us. This is the top of the very special place I brought you. There's the can. Well, this is the can, is it? Yeah, this is the can, and there's another can up there. What a beautiful place. And if you've ever been to the Devil's Marbles near Tennant Creek, it's a little bit like that, but to me, it's about 1,000 times more impressive and bigger. It's a lot bigger. These granite outcrops, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And that's before you get to the other ones out the back there. Unbelievable. This walk was about 1,500 metres from where I camped, so it's not too far, it's not too difficult to get up here. A little bit of a scramble at the end there, but follow those little rocky cans and you'll be fine. There's a little bird over there, the willy wagtail, he's chirping away. And did you know, Aboriginal people, at least this story is from around Uluru, but maybe they had it here. Jinta Jinta was his name. You know, white fellas, when you hear a tasty morsel of gossip, you say, oh, a little bird told me. Indigenous guys had the same thing, but he was the real bird, and that's Jinta Jinta, the willy wagtail. That's why he's always chirping and chatting away. He's telling stories of the bush. That's true. Anyway, I better get the drone up before it gets too hot and show y'all what I can see. Well, my batteries are running low. Not my batteries, the batteries of this little tricky thing here, my new toy. Hopefully the audio's been a bit better on this. Let me know. Anyway, that's about it. Heap of drone stuff, didn't crash it. Nice. I've already crashed it twice on this trip, which I think I've shown you. Got stuck in a tree 2 meters up in the air. It's a pretty tough drone, the Mavic Air 2S. If you're into photography, that's the one you want. Big sensor, captures the light. Yes. Righto, legends. Time to head back down. I need some brekkie. Let's go. Check out this ghost scum. There's a galah in there. G'day, Mr. Galah. It's Beejoutbush. Don't forget to like and subscribe, mate. Hello, mate. Yeah, so these trees are kind of cool. They're white because it reflects the heat. That's pretty obvious when you think about it. See that? The Aboriginal guys, they basically invented sun cream. Yeah. So what they used to do is they'd mix that with the fat of like a goanna, something like that, rub it on their bodies if they had to move throughout the day, because like most things that live here, the Aboriginal guys didn't move around during the day too much. Too hot, especially now. So if they did though, they'd rub this stuff on their skin, and that would sort of protect them from the sun. There you go. And it worked. Nature's first sun cream. Thanks, fellas. Well, folks, that's about it. Oh, it's never as far on the way back. Did you ever notice that? So we were just up on top of there, on top of that special place. I'm pretty sure I still haven't mentioned where it is. I'll have to edit it out if I have. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Beejoutbush, like and subscribe, share it so I can retire with millions of followers. And yeah, time to pack up, heading back for home before it gets too hot. Thanks for watching, guys. Well, I've said this before. Often when you pull over in the bush just for some random reason, like you forget to put the bonnet down, and you'll just see something amazing just sitting there, just being, as I've just seen. What I found down here, this is the nest of a zebra finch. Look at that. Now that, fair income, that is about, oh, what's that, 400 mil off the ground? 350? And I know it's a zebra finch nest because those guys usually nest in Acacia tetragonophylla, it's called, or the dead finish tree. That super spiky acacia you get, not so much around here, but down towards Alice. So I pulled over to put the bonnet down and I looked, I thought, I wonder what that is. And that, I mean, I don't know, that is just, look at that. There's a little, it's a bit of a tunnel. And there's the entrance, obviously. Now, what that tells you is clearly that is an effective way to build a nest because, you know, sure as I'm standing here, there'll be feral cats here. And if a feral cat isn't going to bother to eat something that's that close to the ground, then it must be in a pretty secure place. Either that or, no, there would be cats here, there'd have to be. Isn't that amazing? Just amazing. You got to pull over and look at stuff. Take two.